This is a budget list I made that uses mostly the structure deck cards and one SR. This is the only SR you have to craft to make this deck Utopia Double. The deck's consistency and the plays that utilize Utopia Double are very valuable and very important, honestly, so having at least one copy of Utopia Double goes pretty hard, I guess. So we'll start off with going through the list. So we have Kage Tokage. It has no hard ones per turn, so if you normal summon a level 4, like let's say Unicorn Spear, and you have two Kage Tokage in your hand, then both will be special summoned from your hand, right? Well, that's how I remember it working at least. Whatever. So then we have Tin Goldfish. When this card is normal summoned, you can special summon one level 4 monster from your hand. So this deck really focuses on turboing out rank 4s. But if you activate specifically Zexal Catapult while you control a Utopia monster, this allows you to go into a rank 5. Namely Shark Fortress or Doom Chimera. But I guess you could also go into Draconic Halberd or Leo Arms, depending on your situation, but yeah. So then we also have, well, I should go through the ZW weapons and what they do. So, the opponent's monster effect is negated during the battle phase only, while ZW Unicorn Spear is equipped. ZW Astro Strike allows you to attack with your equipped monster once on every single monster your opponent controls. That's a really bad way to phrase it, alright. And then we have SZW, Fenrir Sword. So whenever you destroy a monster by battle with this card equipped, then you can, well, it has to be sent to the graveyard as well, actually. That's a little bit weird, but whatever. You can target a ZW monster in your graveyard and add that target to your hand. And then I put in some copies of Mothman for good luck. Everyone needs a couple of Mothman. So ZS Arm Sage. ZS Arm Sage can special summon itself when a level 4 monster that isn't ZS Arm Sage, oddly enough, is on the field. Well, it has to be the only monster you control, but whatever. So, if you XYZ summon specifically a Utopia XYZ monster with this, so double does count for this, in case you were wondering. You can add a CW monster from your deck to your hand. So, literally any ZW monster. But you don't want to add Eagle Claw or Pegasus Twin Saber because you can only equip them from hand if you special summon them onto the field first. Otherwise, you directly equip them, and their special summon condition is just for your opponent to have 2,000 more life points than you. So then, next, let's go back to Ascended Sage. Ascended Sage requires you to control no cards to special summon this. And you can only use this effect as ZS Ascended Sage once per turn. The effect is similar to ZS Arm Sage, but you add a rank up magic from your deck instead. Oh, here we have Sylphid Wing. Whenever your opponent special summons a monster, you gain 1,600 attack. This effect is once per turn, I believe, right? Isn't it? Yeah, once per turn. But you keep the attack forever, which is interesting enough. You could cut this if you wanted, but that's fine. We have Astraltopia. If an XYZ monster is on your field, you can special summon this card from your hand. You can send one other card from your hand over field to the graveyard, add one XYZ Onomat, Zexal, or Number Spell Trap. So, for the Zexal spells, we have all these cards here. Zexal Catapult, Zexal Entrust, Zexal Catapult. Or, did I say that twice? Well, whatever. We have Numbers Protection for the number cards, and then we have a Numbers Wall. And this just makes your numbers basically become anime numbers. Because in the anime, from what I remember, they also just had these, like every number just had this for existing. Number monsters cannot be destroyed by card effects and cannot be destroyed by battle except with another number monster or a number monster's effect, is what the anime had, I think. Something like that. So, we have High Five the Sky. I'll just answer the question about that real quick. It's for Malevolent Sin going into Pain Gainer into 7 Sins. If it ever comes up. I just thought it was a little funny. Gotta have some spice in the list somewhere, right? And also, Double or Nothing is used for an OTK with Utopia Double. If your opponent has a monster with 2k or less attack, then you just need to get 2 4s on board, and then you can go Utopia Double Surge, Double or Nothing. Utopia Double goes into Utopia, and then you attack with Utopia, negate Utopia's attack, and then Utopia becomes a 10k beater for that attack only. It'll stay like a 5k beater though. And then we'll go ahead and go here, I guess. So rank up Magic Numeron Force. Rank up Magic Numeron Force is just basically a rank up. So you go from a rank 4 monster to a rank 5, and it still counts as an XYZ summon. But the interesting effect on here is, then if any face-up cards are on the field other than the summon card, and the monster summoned by it, negate the effects of those other cards, and this is just a permanent negate. Kinda like a... well, let's just say... there are some monsters that do that. I guess Kelly Yuga. This is like similar to a Kelly Yuga effect, negating everything on the field, but not nearly as strong as Kelly Yuga, I guess you could say. But this, if you've noticed, applies to both players, so you might have to be a little bit careful about that, but still a very strong effect. And then we have Sexual Construction, which searches these targets. And then we have Rank of Magic Sexual Force. So the effect is, like, this part here is a rank up. So you can target any XYZ monster you have, and then you can summon a Utopia, that monster that's 1 rank higher, which is cool, I guess. So you can go from Black Ship of Corn to Leo Utopia Ray. And then, I guess the important effect is if your opponent's LP is at least 2,000 higher than yours, you would banish this card from the graveyard and draw a card. So it's like a free draw after a rank up sometimes. Pretty cool. So I guess we'll go to Reverse Breaker. When the equipped monster declares an attack, target 1 spell trap card your opponent controls, destroy that target. Your opponent can activate spell trap cards in response to this effect's activation. So if you pair this with Astro Strike, it's interesting because this has no hard ones per turn. But it's a when, actually. This can miss timing, which is weird, but alright. Some of these cards actually miss timing, but I think this is the only one we have in our deck right now. This is an if, and not a when, at least. Thank God, right? Anyway. Pot of Avarice is just kinda to help you recycle your ZW weapons, I guess. And maybe some of your extra deck. Kinda depends. Might cut this out, you know. And then we'll go back for these guys. So we have ZW Lightning Blade. So the important effect is that face-up ZW cards you control cannot be destroyed by your opponent's card effects. And then here with Tornado Bringer, the equipped monster cannot be targeted with card effects. And then Eagle Claw negates the first trap card or effect activated on your opponent's field. So, for example, how this would work is, let's say we have evenly matched, and then like Red Reboot activates, then this would negate Red Reboot. Even though Red Reboot is chained to, technically that will activate before evenly matched, I guess, right? So then we go CW Pegasus Twin Saber. This is different in the fact that you can choose which effect to negate, but it does not start a chain, so it's pretty cool. So it only negates an activated effect on the field, so Ecclesia effect would count, which is cool, I guess. But yeah, I think that's mostly it for the main deck. I guess there's also Rising Sun Slash. This just makes your Utopia monster that this card is equipped to not destroyed noble by card effects. I thought this was a funny one. You can probably cut this out for something better if you want, but yeah. So we have Zexal Field as well. Your opponent cannot activate cards or effects in response to the activation of your cards and effects that target an XYZ monster you control, so that's basically just rank ups. And then when your XYZ monster is special summoned, you can attach from either the graveyard or your extra deck a monster to it as material. This is useful for like certain numbers. It's not super like useful here, but if we go, whoops. If we go to, for example, Dark Requiem only gains those effects if it has Dark Rebellion XYZ Dragon as material. So if you summon Dark Requiem XYZ Dragon somehow without going through this method of like ranking up Dark Rebellion XYZ Dragon, then with Zexal Field's effect you can equip Dark Rebellion XYZ Dragon to Dark Requiem XYZ Dragon and gain these effects. So that's just a kind of thing you can do with Zexal Field. It's pretty interesting. And XYZ change tactics whenever a Utopia monster is XYZ summoned to your field. You pay 500 life points, draw a card. So that just has synergy with some of the other stuff here, but we can't make the most use out of it right now with how the deck is kind of designed, I guess. But free draws is free draws, you know. So anyways, Utopia's effect is just non-hard once per turn, detach a material from this card, negate the attack, and if it has no material and it's targeted for an attack, it just destroys itself. And then we have Black Ship of Corn. Once per turn, you can detach one XYZ material from this card, then target one face-up monster your opponent controls with attack less than or equal to this card's. Send it to the graveyard, and if you do, inflict 1,000 damage to your opponent. Thunder Spark. So, if it comes up, it comes up, but detach 3 XYZ materials from this card, destroy all other face-up monsters on the field. Detach 5 materials from this card, destroy all cards your opponent controls. And then we have Malevolent Sin. Banish your opponent's monster until the end of the until your opponent's next standby phase. Yep. And then we have Utopia Double. Utopia double searches double or nothing from your deck, and then you can special summon a Utopia XYZ monster, except for Utopia Double. By using this face-up card you control as material, and if you do, its attack becomes doubled, but it cannot attack directly. And this also is treated as an XYZ summon. Oh, well, Leo Arms. Same with Draconic Halberd, cannot attack directly. They have a little bit of a different effect, so add one ZW monster from your deck to your hand, and then you can also equip this from the field to a Utopia monster you control. So then they would gain 3,000 attack, and then if the equipped monster attack this turn, you can send this equip card to the graveyard. The equipped monster can make a second attack on an opponent's monster during this battle phase. And then this one is you special summon to your field any number of ZW monster cards equipped to it. But it can't summon itself unless you properly summon Draconic Halberd. In which case it can summon itself. If you just equip it with the effect of the Utopia Ray, it cannot. So then we have Shark Fortress. You can detach one XYZ material from this card, then target one face-up monster you control. It can make a second attack during each battle phase this turn. And only Shark Fortress can be targeted for attacks. And then we have Doom Chimera. Doom Chimera, if it has battled, it can activate this effect. And it has this interesting effect here where it can attack all monsters your opponent controls once each. So target one monster in your graveyard, attach it to this card as material, and target one card in your opponent's graveyard, place it on top of the deck. So you can kind of control your opponent's top deck with this, and that can kind of make it hard for them to progress the game state, allowing you to get a win in certain cases. So I thought this card was pretty cool. So then we have the boss monster of this deck, Ultimate Leo Utopia Ray. Ultimate Leo Utopia Ray's effect is you detach one material from this card, you equip a ZW monster from your deck or extra deck to this card as if it were equipped by that monster's effect. And this cannot be negated. Then you have once per turn while this card is equipped with a ZW monster card. Quick effect, you and target one effect monster your opponent controls, negate its effects, and if you do, halve its attack. So the cool thing about this is that this is just all soft once per turn. So you can summon multiple Ultimate Leo Utopia Ray and get multiple monster negates. And then we would just have Pain Gainer, 7 Sins. So yeah, that's about it. So this has been dragging on kind of long, so I won't do any gameplay this time around, but hopefully you guys have fun testing this build out. And the only SR build, SR card you need to craft is Utopia Double, and the rest is either a normal rare or in the structure deck. I forgot to go over numbers protection, but it's just the classic if you control a thing, Omni negate. So yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video, I guess. Bye.